Welcome to the Primetime Network's coverage of the 2021 ProLaps AmeriCar Championship Road Racing Series. I am Eric Burns and I will take you through the whole journey teams and drivers took across the United States and Canada, vying for the ProLaps Cup. It's been a while since we heard the roar of these engines after the onset of the pandemic, which left nearly all tracks in the United States, from the small bull rings in small towns to the idyllic road courses that cut through forests like this. Empty. Almost as if forgotten. But this is no longer the case. With most restrictions lifted and the wheels of the world running at a higher speed once again, AmeriCar also returns and revs its engine as one of the most exciting racing series in the world. In this season, AmeriCar has implemented a new set of regulations, the new sport cars. Big, bulky, muscular beasts powered by V6 engines, not too dissimilar to what you see in the higher echelons of stock car racing. This set of rules, in development since 2017, has eliminated the class divide between AC1 and AC2, providing larger fields and equal footing between all cars, giving us all more excitement, unpredictability, and now variety, with 7 brands challenging for each win. SAR Eagle MS, Lennart R37 Condor, Kanako Raven TH12, Tonnerre Nimbus, Gessler GTW, Calta Morel Orion, and Matthews Aspira. From privateers to consumer mainstays, everyone has cars to their tastes as these beasts fight it out with 17 tracks across North America as their battleground. And let's take a look at each of these circuits. This will be the stage, but it would be for naught without its actors. So let's also see the teams and drivers competing full-time this season. Steve Barkle won the championship in AC1, having only one win and by a single point after having a season of unprecedented consistency. He returns once again with a 49 Maddox Weather Shield Lennard. Long Family Autosport and Danish Dima Van Hall defend their AC2 crown in 2021 after winning 5 times in the last season. Van Hall has to be hungry for more Danish domination. He's flanked by Italian Vito Vinci, who is also racing full-time, seeking his first win. Chas Dalitz bought into the Ross Racing team after a divestment from Hamor, and now Scott Dalitz, a longtime FAR competitor, and Mariano Zavala will have a go for the championship once again. Paul Barnes has for the longest time been the flag bearer for Kanako in this series, and this year is no different, with Sam Duffy and Tammy Riley bringing the number 2 and the number 6 forward for the battle. Sweeney Sport returns with Riley Knight in the 4 and Lucas Sweeney once again in the number 8. His father made his name with in FARC. They didn't get the results they wished did last year, but they're showing strength in testing and they can only punch upwards this season. Ed Lindsay brings the number 5 Imago car once again with personal funding as well to drive a full season with the Calton Morel manufacturer backing. New Yorker Kelly Ashcroft in the 9, Brazilian Isabella Macena in the 99, bringing the flag for Ashcroft Family Racing, one of the most traditional names in this series, contending for the title once again. Team Mayweather finally gets both cars backing for a full season campaign, once again with Adam Saylor in the 02, Mike Rowe in the 20, bringing the SAR forefront for the series once again. Bruce Shelley Racing, another of the major SAR teams this season, they returned once again with strong backing from the European store chain Carrefour, and Kristen Young once again donning the 17 colors. One of the new teams this season is Matlock Motorsports with Canadian touring car driver Chris Reeder and strong backing from Calton Morel. They can certainly be a threat this year. Guy Pittman intended to enter this team with Christina Barth last year in the 25, but with everything grinding to a halt, this entry ended up being postponed into the 2021 season in the 25 car. The first of the 2 privateer manufacturers is Team Thunder, Tonnerre's factory team. The Tonnerre Nimbus is one of the most distinctive cars in the field, and Rance Brown and Sam Burkhardt are looking to finally get a win this year after hitting the post quite a few times last season, but no dice. Marty Stevenson had Harriet Hunter under his backing, but she was signed away into a North American GT program, which left the now 37 car ripe for Mexican Rafael Caldera to take over. Hannigan Enterprises continues their North American exile with Stasha Filipova leading the charge in the number 15 Kanako with factory backing this time. After winning in Mid-Ohio, Watkins Glen and Mosport, she's seeking more consistency and the championship this time. Ellis Gideon returns in the 59 Ute Speed Butterfield Root Beer Lennard, seeking some better results. In 2019, he only got an average of 20th across the whole season, despite having a couple of good results here and there. Matthews Motorsports decided to throw their hat into AmeriCar in an increased capacity. After contesting 2019 with 3 different drivers in the Lennard, they now have 4 drivers: Carter Fitzgerald, Tiffany Matthews, Kellen Rogers, Taylor Matthews, with a brand new Matthews Aspira built to the new sport regulations. They weren't quite there to win races, but with new blood on the car, new oil on the engine, chances look really good. Colette Legault won the race in Mosport in her native Canada last season. That was enough to secure her some sponsorship from big pharma company Fenno Trans and a lot of backing from Lennard and the 63 team. They have a shot and they're gonna use it as best they can. Patrick Scott Motorsports and Randy Tanner maintained their successful partnership from 2019, which resulted in a win at Burlington during a part-time season. They are now going to attack the championship full-time. Concept Sports Incorporated is another team running the full season now in the 69 car. However, 2 drivers. Cody Lawrence is going to run most of the schedule, while in the companion events with the ASCC American Series, Kyle McLaughlin will take over that Monster Energy car. And bringing the tail of the field is Brandon Fletcher in the 117 Coletta Count Morel. He comes from the former AC3 series now to the new Sport Regulations AmeriCar Championship. This is your field for the 2021 ProLaps AmeriCar Championship Road Racing Series. Stick with us, it's gonna be a hell of a ride, and it starts right now with the race at Daytona. Starting the season with a right foot here in Daytona is Dima Van Hall, leading the field to the green with Carter Fitzgerald starting on his outside. And you see there's Steve Barco also starting the season very well by beginning his campaign, starting in third here in Daytona. As they go to turn number 1, there's contact there. Chris Reeder and Scott Dollitz get together in front of the field. Reeder loops it around, gets back going, and we don't have a caution. We don't have any additional troubles. In the back of the field, Jeff Adkins, contact with the number 02 of Adam Saylor, contact with the 12 of Kim Howard, and that's going to be it. The first caution on lap number 3, Christina Barth gets into contact with Kelly Ashcroft. Ashcroft hits the tire wall. That car is dead stop, and that's the first caution. After we get the restart, it's Van Hall, Fitzgerald, Vito Vinci for the lead. In fourth place right there is Barco. Vinci and Fitzgerald go off wide, and Van Hall's able to open just a little bit of a gap as Barco now challenges the 91 for position. And by lap number 9, Vinci would catch up to his teammate. Here comes Fitzgerald. Zavala has taken 4th place. Barco has fallen to 5th. And Vinci takes the lead as we start lap number 10 of 28. However, Van Hall's not going to be denied. He's going to have the inside as they enter turn number 1, turn number 2. Rounding out the first corner. Here they come for the S. And it's going to be enough. Carter Fitzgerald gets shaken by the 19, and Fitzgerald now lags behind Dima Van Hall. There's contact there between Dave Farrell and Tammy Riley as they're being watched by Lucas Sweeney. Contact, Riley into the wall, and that's gonna be the end of the race for Tammy Riley. Too much damage on the valve line number 6, and that's gonna be it for Tammy Riley. By lap 14, and we enter halfway, here comes Fitzgerald for the lead on the inside. Van Hall hanging on, but can't quite hold it. And Fitzgerald, new leader of the race, as Van Hall continues to chase her, trying to take the lead. The Aspera has showed itself to be one of the better cars of the field this year, and it's not surprising. You can see how it's performing and delivering. Carter Fitzgerald continues to lead away, but Van Hall's on the exit of the final corner, gets the lead back, and Van Hall all over the 60. And he dives on the inside to shake off the Simplease.com 60 car. He's gonna get to do it. Rounding out the S, Fitzgerald gets loose on exit and can't hold it. And here comes her again on the outside. She catches back and makes the move and opens a bit of a gap that's sure to help her for a while as Van Hall continues to chase. In the back of the field, the 18 of Bruce Shelley. Not even back of the field, he's running in 6th place. The engine goes. Or is it a tire? Something went wrong on the number 18. He slows down. That's gonna bring the second caution of the race as he stops at the tri-oval, and he's gonna have to be recovered back to the pits. Fitzgerald leads the field to the restart. Van Hall giving chase. Steve Barco now finding himself in 3rd as Vito Vinci battling to recover positions against the 22 of Dan Roberts. And here comes the 91 for 3rd place over the 49, and Vito Vinci, daring move's gonna get it as Fitzgerald opens a gap between her and Dima Van Hall. And look at how the field is clumped together in this battle. This has been fantastic. In the back of the field, 26th place Rafael Caldera slows down, tire down on the 37, and then he gets nailed by the 4 of Riley Knight before he gets it back going, as Dima Van Hall giving chase to the number 60 on the outside. He gets a better corner exit, and Van Hall's gonna grab the lead. Vinci trying to grab second. Vinci trying to find space. Is he gonna try the inside? He's gonna try the inside. Dives deep and trying to go after his teammate for the lead. Is it gonna be enough? Doesn't look like it will. Coming to the S's. Van Hall's gonna hold the lead. No, Vinci's gonna get it. Vito Vinci gets the lead. Van Hall falls to third. Barco catching back. And here comes the 19 of Van Hall on the inside of the 60 of Carter Fitzgerald. Is it gonna work? Doesn't look like it will. They're side by side. While on the back of the field with 3 laps to go, Riley Knight's gonna get unceremoniously dumped in retaliation by the 37 of Caldera. The 37 would be disqualified after that intentional contact, and he'll be suspended for the next 3 races, while Vito Vinci wins the opening round of the 2021 season of AmeriCar with his teammate Timo Van Hall, defending champion, finishing very well in second over Carter Fitzgerald. Couldn't have been a better race for Long Family Autosport. Steve Barco's gonna round out in 4th. Tony Long, another of the Long Family Autosport cars, gets in 5th, while Bryson Evans, Sam Duffy, Mariano Zavala, Dan Robinson, and Bobby Collins close the top 10. As you see, Vinci and Dima Van Hall are tied for the championship lead because Van Hall got all the bonus points and Vinci got the win. Carter Fitzgerald, Steve Barco, and Tony Long round out the top 5 as we are coming to the next event. The New Orleans Motorsports Park is the site of the second of 17 events. Sam Duffy gets the pole position. We got trouble in the back. 19, 99, 25, 0, 2, 3. And that's gonna be the caution. That's definitely gonna be a caution to recover those cars. The 4 got sent around right there. Let's go on board with the 59 of Alex Gideon. He had a premium view of that mess. He pushes the 0-2 of Adam Saylor. Adam Saylor pushes the 25 of Christina Barth. And then he just sends the 4 of Riley Knight around. And that's trouble on the first lap. And then we get the restart. Sam Duffy retains the lead. He holds against Sam Burkhardt. More contact! There goes the 69 Kyle McLaughlin. The 0 of Scott Dulitz. They get it back going. We don't get a caution. As Steve Barco running in third with, I want to say it, that's either Stasha Filipova or Giselle Vignon. I think that is hard to call. I want to say that's Vignon. And as you see, Duffy is running well there. Kristen Young gets together with the 8 of Lucas Sweeney. Hard hit on the guardrail. And the 17 is done for the afternoon. And Sweeney also went wide. And that's trouble for him. Duffy Burkhardt lead, followed by Steve Barco. Then it's a large gap before the 500. That's the 50. That's the 50 of Stasha Filipova and the 33 of Rance Brown. So Tonnerre having a very good run with the Thunders. As you see Riley Knight on lap 13. She dives on Chris Reader. They make contact on the S's. Both go hard into the guardrail. They cannot move those cars no longer. Caution out once again on lap 13. And during the caution, trouble would befall the number 2 of Sam Duffy as the engine blows on the number 2 from the lead, and that's gonna hand the first position to Sam Burkhardt, who leads the pack on the restart. As you see, only the number 5 fanned out, Ed Lindsay fanned out as they come into turn number 1. Rance Brown, teammate to the 77, makes contact with Steve Barco, gets dumped by the 60 of Carter Fitzgerald as they're all nose to tail coming to the first corner, and the race is gonna go alright for Rance Brown. Here comes the 49 of Steve Barco trying to set up a move. Right there you see Brendan Fletcher in the 117 having a very good run, running in 4th place. And there goes the 77 versus the 60. Fitzgerald gives a bump to Barco. Barco gives a bump to Burkhardt. Burkhardt, oh, that's not the ideal line, but he's gonna get the preferred line on the next corner. Goes to the inside. Is that gonna work? Looks like it might. He hangs on, gives a little shove to the 49. But they're side by side. That's a big battle for the lead. And here comes Fitzgerald as well. And Burkhardt looking to retain the first position, rounding out the corner. He's gonna clear The 49, as you watch the 60 of Carter Fitzgerald, gives a little bump to the 49 as they enter the S's. And here she comes on the inside, challenging Burkhardt for the lead on the inside. There goes Carter Fitzgerald. Is she gonna dive? Burkhardt dives on the outside as well. Burkhardt looks to clear her. She fights once again. Dives once again, and that's gonna clear the 77. As you look at the rear end camera of Fitzgerald, Burkhardt cannot mount a counter attack right now, and he's gonna have to settle for second for the time being. But it's not gonna be over, as 6 laps later, here he comes, challenging the 60, keeping the distance close. This is close quarters racing at a road course. The 40 of Patricia Stevenson right there, bothering the 49 of Steve Barco as they enter the S's. Burkhardt is gonna have to dive. Is it gonna work? They almost make contact. He gets the line. And is it gonna work on the exit of the S's? Burkhardt clears the 60. And that's gonna be all she wrote as Burkhardt opens the gap. And he'll round out the final corner to win in New Orleans. Carter Fitzgerald is second, Patricia Stevenson a very good third place. Kelly Ashcroft passed Steve Barco before the finish. Scott Dulitz, despite that contact on the restart. Dima Van Hall, Brendan Fletcher, Isabella Macena, and Leroy Mestas close the top 10. Carter Fitzgerald with his second place takes the championship lead. Dima Van Hall loses a few points. Steve Barco 10 points behind the leader. Sam Burkhardt jumps to fourth, and Vinto Vinci closes the top 5. Third race is at a very rainy Road Atlanta. Mariano Zavala took the pole position. He has Tammy Riley on his outside. He leads the field to the green, and we are on. And as you see, they're hard to get the speed. They're hard to get the pace as they dive into turn number 1. The 9 of Kelly Ashcroft going for second place. Scott Dulitz right there. The 59 of Ellis Gideon also right there had a very good qualifying effort. But Zavala clears the leaders, and he is running away with it. As you're gonna see contact on the S's. As you see everybody going through the S's wide. Contact there with the 500 of Giselle Vignon and Lucas Sweeney. As you have a traffic jam as they go up. Once again in the back of the field, 11th place Adam Saylor, contact with the 18 of Bruce Shelley. He's gonna hit the wall a little bit, get it straightened up, and it's back in business. As you see, the 60 and the 19, Dima Van Hall, Carter Fitzgerald had terrible qualifying efforts. 12th place Sam Duffy is gonna miss the braking point, get hit by Sam Burkhardt as he brakes hard, and Burkhardt also misses the braking point. Ed Lindsay, engine up in smoke. He was in 31st. He's gonna have to run all the way back to the pits. His race comes to a grinding halt. Zavala leads over Kelly Ashcroft as they run through the S's once again. Wide into the grass as Tammy Riley and then Stasha Filipova running right there in 4th place, having a fantastic run. Filipova having a lot of hard hits, and they go wide once again. Chris Reeder appears up front now. There goes Tammy Riley for the lead as Zavala and Ashcroft went wide, and as Zavala has an attempt at clapping back at the number 6, he goes on the inside and he's trying to get the move done, and there's smoke on the number 3. The engine has given up on Zavala's car as he goes for the lead. Tammy Riley is gonna be the leader as the engine on the 3 goes up in flames, and he is out of it. And he's not gonna be the only one to go up in flames as Tom Galbraith goes up in smoke as well from 6th place, and that's gonna be the first caution as he stops at the exit of the S's. Kelly Ashcroft's gonna lead the field to the green. Chris Reeder running 2nd. Isabella Macena running 3rd. Sam Duffy running 4th. Tammy Riley running 5th. As everyone had to do a quick pit stop to change these tires. The rain tires are not the best here at Road Atlanta, just because of a very abrasive surface despite the rain. And there goes Chris Reeder on the outside trying to catch the move. He's gonna have the inside on the next corner. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Looks like it will. Kelly Ashcroft making a clap back, getting the move as they go down the S's. Isabella Macena having a shot as well. They're side by side. and Ashcroft goes a little bit wide. Reader goes a little bit wider. Ashcroft is going to retain the lead. Isabella Macena is going to have an attempt to dive and make it a 1-2 for Ashcroft Family Racing. Not going to be enough. Reader has a better corner exit as they're side by side for the lead on the rain. Fantastic run. Reader on the inside. Is it gonna work? Doesn't look like it will right now. He dives again. They make contact. And the 32 gets the lead. And that is Chris Reader on the first position. Isabella Macena running in second place. Reader and Ashcroft go wide. And Isabella Macena is gonna take the second position as Reader has opened a large gap. Sam Duffy going for the third spot, and Sam Duffy is gonna take third from Callie Ashcroft. And now Reader has a tire going down. He has to go into the pits and give up the lead. That's the second time a car in the fight for the win has to go away from the fight due to a mechanical problem. Isabella Macena now has the lead, falling on her lap. Sam Duffy running in second, Callie Ashcroft running in third. As you see, the gap has widened quite aggressively as Macena leads the way. And now she goes wide on the final corner after the chicane on lap number 27 of 39. There goes Duffy for the lead, and Sam Duffy in the first position, but Isabella Macena is not gonna be nice. She's gonna go back at it, and as you see, she's gonna try to make a dive on the inside of turn number 1. Is it gonna work? She has her teammate backing her up on the outside. It's still a hard-fought battle for the win. There goes Macena. Is it enough? Doesn't look like it's gonna be. Is it? They're side by side. Macena has the edge. The 9 of Ashcroft is right behind them, trying to capitalize if something happens. Duffy goes a little bit wide. Macena keeps the line. They make a little contact on the exit of the S's as they go down once again. Macena gets the edge, and Isabella Macena is back on the saddle, back on the lead. And in the back of the field, you see this battle between Vito Vinci and the 69 of Cody Lawrence. And they make contact. They're gonna go down there. They make contact. The 69 up and over multiple times. And he ends upside down. Caution is out. Red flag certain to be displayed. We're gonna hit the time limit of 75 minutes. And Isabella Macena is gonna come out with a win. Sam Duffy in second. And Callie Ashcroft is gonna end up in the third spot. After that immense contact, Macena gets the win. Duffy, Ashcroft, Tammy Riley getting fourth. Bruce Shelley, a great fifth place. Lucas Sweeney sixth. Dalitz, Fitzgerald, Brown, and Patricia Stevenson close the top 10 as Carter Fitzgerald continues to open a healthy championship lead. Now it's 14 points over Steve Barco, but this is her final race for a little while. So that is sure to change come the next event, which is at Long Beach, and Sam Duffy leads the field to the green with Isabella Macena at the front. So the battle that decided the win at Road Atlanta decided the front of the field at the start of Long Beach. Mariano Zavala starts in third with Scott Dulles. They're sharing the second row. Tiffany Matthews making her debut started in fifth place right there. And Duffy clears Isabella Macena by a wide margin. As you see that big contact coming into turn number 1, that damaged a lot of cars, especially the 20 of Mike Rowe, the 69 of Kyle McLaughlin also with a lot of damage. And that's going to put them behind the 8th ball. But as you see, Sam Duffy just running away with the lead has opened quite a bit of a gap over the number 99 and over the number 3 of Zavala. Zavala trying to recover the points he lost, blowing up at Road Atlanta. And as you see in the back of the field, Christina Barth in 21st place. Problems for the 25. She's gonna stop on track and bring the first caution 12 laps in. On the restart, it's Duffy and Macena once again, but Duffy has a good start. Macena's gonna try to dive on the first corner. Is that gonna work as they come down? Is it gonna be enough? Doesn't look like it will. Dalitz has a shot. He got the big head. He goes for third place. He's gonna get it. over his teammate Zavala, and Duffy is gonna retain the first position as we go on the back of the field. Chris Reeder 13th place, and there's contact there. Tammy Riley and Tiffany Matthews, they get together as Tiffany Matthews gets back up as she's losing position by position. Reeder's losing position by position, and Matthews and Tammy Riley there with a lot of damage up front, and Tiffany Matthews gonna lose the corner, go wide, back into the 6 into the wall, and that's gonna be it for Sam Duffy. She's gonna stop, for Tammy Riley, she's gonna stop on track and bring the second caution right after the restart. And then we get another caution when Ed Lindsay hits the tire barrier with Rance Brown. That car is gonna stop with a broken suspension, and that's another yellow. We get it back going for real now on lap 28 of 51, and Duffy opens such a wide margin. It's gonna be hard for anyone to unseat him as the 3 of Zavala recover the 3rd position from Scott Dalitz on one of those restarts. And with 10 laps to go, the most notable thing that would happen would be Steve Barkle giving a very hard time for Duffy to lap him. And then you see the 99 of Isabella Macena is gonna have a way easier time as she catches him on the straightaway. Street courses can be finicky like that, but coming to the fountain, Macena just cannot close in, and that would be the story of the second half of this race as Sam Duffy takes his first win of the year in Long Beach. Isabella Macena, Mariano Zavala, Sam Burkhart, another good result. Tony Long closed the top 5. Kelly Ashcroft, Riley Knight has a very good result in 7th. Sarah Pascal in 8th, and Scott Dalitz fell all the way bound to 10th. Sam Duffy now takes the lead without Carter Fitzgerald to mount resistance, with Isabella Macena now running in 2nd place. Kelly Ashcroft now in 4th, and Steve Barkle falls to 5th with a lot of damage. Race number 5. And it's gonna be at the Roval in Charlotte, companion event with the ASCC. That's why in the 07 you see right there starting in 4th, it's Jim Hayes and Giselle Vignon. I think that's Giselle Vignon. It's either Vignon or Filipova. It's hard to call the Hannigan cars. It's very hard to make them apart. They're both red and white with Kanako logos all over it, very small numbers. It sucks, but that's what it is. On lap number 3, we get contact, big crash, the tracks block, big hit on Steve Barkle by Mike Rowe. That's gonna bring the caution with Mike Rowe stopped on track. That's the first caution of the race as Giselle Vignon leads the field to the green. Turns out, yeah, the white car with red is Giselle Vignon, the red car with white is Filipova. Took us 5 races to get that right, but we got that right. With the 19 of Dima Van Hall giving chase, and the 60 of Tiffany Matthews running in 3rd with Jim Hayes and 4th. So true ASCC drivers running very well. Tiffany Matthews from the ASCC West Series and Jim Hayes from the All-American Series, with Kelly Ashcroft now having to go to the pits due to a tire going down on lap number 18 of 44. As you see Tiffany Matthews fighting with the 19 of Dima Van Hall. Is she gonna make the move on the outside? A daring move, full of daring do. Is it gonna work? Tiffany Matthews takes the lead of the race, takes the 2nd place, and goes after the leader of the race, Giselle Vignon. As you see, she makes a move like a veteran against the 500. And right now, Vignon maintains a big lead, but Matthews is clocking some slightly faster times. Chris Reeder 4th, Jim Hayes 5th, Stasha Filipova 6th. As you see, Sam Duffy running very well as the championship leader, Sam Burkhart maintaining a top 10. By lap 25, you see how Matthews is catching the 500 very easily. I'm not gonna say she's a second faster, but she's like 3/4 tenths faster, which is an eternity in a track as fast as the Roval. And she's all over the 500 as we enter lap 31. She dives on the oval section of the track. Is it gonna work? It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like clockwork. Tiffany Matthews takes the lead as they're coming into the chicane. Giselle Vignon cannot mount in opposition, and Tiffany Matthews leads away. And in the back of the field, Tony Long, who was having a guest appearance this time around as well, blows up from 12th place. He is not gonna have a good finish this weekend. While on the back of the field, Ed Lindsay spins on his own, and he's gonna lose a couple of positions with 5 laps to go, but he was running 22nd. he did not have a lot of points to lose. While in the business end of the field, Tiffany Matthews just opened a big gap over the 50, over the 500 of Giselle Vignon, and it's gonna take her first AmeriCar win. The Matthews cars are showing their superiority. Chris Reeder was able to pass Dima Van Hall for third place, and Jim Hayes finished in 5th. Stasha Filipova, Bobby Collins, Sam Duffy, Sam Burkhardt, and Rafael Caldera closed the top 10 as Sam Duffy continues to widen the gap between him and Isabella Macena for the championship lead. Dima Van Hall now almost a full race behind the number 2. And then we would have the encore at Charlotte. Due to the rain that finished with the ASCC race earlier that day, AmeriCar decided to have a second race to not let the fans leave unhappy. We got a random draw for qualifying, ended up having Sam Duffy, championship leader, and the 50 of Stasha Filipova running in the front row, and I believe that's Lucas Sweeney in the tap number 8. It is Lucas Sweeney in the tap number 8. And Jim Hayes once again got a top 5 qualifying spot in that random draw. And Filipova is gonna have a very good start. Is she gonna have a go at the lead? Is it enough? No, doesn't look like it is. She's trying. I won't blame her that she's trying. She's having an effort, but it's not gonna be enough. Sam Duffy is gonna shake off the 50, take the lead in the back of the field. Riley Knight goes over the curb, and that's a bit of a traffic jam. We don't get a caution because everybody gets it going quick, but that could have ended very poorly. You look at the alternate angle, she just spun around. There goes the 9, there goes the 33. That's a different incident actually. Looked like a replay, but no, Riley Knight really did lose in 2 consecutive laps control of the car. And then in the back of the field, the 5 of Ed Lindsay into the back of the 9 of Kelly Ashcroft as she and Rance Brown are coming into the pits, and that's more trouble. Stasha Filipova running in second place has opened a very large gap over her opposition so far, which is in third place, which is Lucas Sweeney, but he's losing positions after positions. Jim Hayes now finds himself in third place by lap number 6 as Kelly Ashcroft merges back on track in between the leaders. And now Jim Hayes suffering a mounting charge by Isabella Macena by lap 13. Macena's trying to recover as many points as she can, but behind Sam Duffy, she can only try to lose as little as possible. Duffy's running away with this championship in the early goings on, and it's been pretty scary. Sam Duffy might have this thing on lock before we know it. And there goes on the chicane. Isabella Macena dives deep. Is it gonna work out? It's a daring move, and it is gonna work out as she gets the exit of the corner. You look at the front end of the 99 mounting that charge. It's not gonna be enough to challenge Sam Duffy, but it's more than enough to gain a few points. Scott Dulles lost control at the entrance of the chicane. However, he's so lonely, it didn't change much. Ellis Gideon and Tiffany Matthews go into the chicane there. Sam Burkhardt gets involved. Riley Knight spins again. That's been a poor day for the chicane and Riley Knight. That's not a good relationship. As Ken Howard and the 0-2 of Adam Saylor get together, Howard's gonna get stuck on that curb. That's gonna bring the caution with only a few laps to go. With 7 laps to go, we'll get the restart. Sam Duffy leading away as we enter lap 23. Of course, this is a 28 lap race, 75 miles instead of the usual 100 miles due to this race's predicament of being a very recent addition to the schedule as added in the day. But the drivers were up to it, the teams were up to it, and it was fantastic either way. As Filipova hanging on, Isabella Macena spins from third place, and that is gonna have an adverse effect on her championship run as she loses positions to the 07, 8, 03. And now we have a battle for the third position, and Jim Hayes hanging on. We're gonna have a 3 wide with 2 laps to go coming into the first corner. Hayes trying to hang on, and Hayes is gonna hang on the outside of this 3 wide. And Jim Hayes, things could have gone much worse, but he held it strong. He's gonna hang on to the third position as Lucas Sweeney mounts a very aggressive attack, but it's not gonna be enough. And in the business end of the field, Sam Duffy was able to open a large gap, and he will take another win. and this one's gonna be big because his championship opponents are far behind him. Stasha Filipova, Jim Hayes, Lucas Sweeney was able to shake off Bryson Evans. Isabella Massena with that spin still finished 6th. Bobby Collins, Evans' teammate, in 7th. Giselle Vignon, Scott Dellitz, and Tiffany Matthews closed the top 10. And as you see now, Sam Duffy has almost a full race on Isabella Massena and almost 2 races on Filipova, Barco, and Dalitz. So it's getting very scary to challenge Sam Duffy, as here in Mid-Ohio, Scott Dalitz led the field to the green and had a pretty good start, opened a pretty large gap in the back of the field. A lot of people go wide, and that is hopelessly a bad mess. They all will get back going. No one's gonna get stuck on a kitty litter, but that one looked ugly as they went up. And the first caution of the race is going to happen on lap number 2 as Rez Brown hits hard the tire barrier, gets hit by the 67 and then the 50. And that's going to be your first caution as there's a traffic jam with 2 cars stopped covering the whole circuit. But by the time we get the restart on lap 7, it's going to be Barco versus Dalitz. Dalitz opens a big gap. And then as a carbon copy, Tiffany Matthews and Sam Duffy get together, and that's gonna be another caution in the same place. And on the restart, and what we didn't show you is that on this restart, before this contact, Barco and Dalitz fighting hard. Barco goes way wide, Dima Van Hol goes way wide, and now Dalitz hangs on to the lead. And after the second restart, we're gonna have more trouble as Dima Van Hol goes wide, the 69 goes wide, and that's trouble for Cody Lawrence. He went way wide, was hopeless, but we don't get a caution this time around, at least. As you see them both driving into the pits with a lot of damage, that's gonna be a troubling sight as Sam Burkhardt on the restart was able to get second place from Steve Barco, and he's giving chase and he's bringing the fight to Dalitz. Dalitz now suffering a very mounting opposition by Burkhardt. Burkhardt on the inside, they make contact. Burkhardt goes a little bit too wide, but he's still gonna have that pace. He dives deep, and Sam Burkhardt trying to take the lead, trying to clear the 0 as they come into the front straight away. Is it gonna be enough? It is. It is gonna be more than enough as Sam Burkhardt back into the driver's seat, back into the lead. But in the same place, he lost the lead. Dalitz gonna try to make the move. They make contact again, beating and banging for the lead on a road course. This is fantastic racing as Dalitz gets the lead back, and Scott Dalitz leads away once again. And then we're gonna have more trouble as Tasha Filipova and Alan Castle get together. Castle hits the wall very hard, and that's gonna be the end of his day. And because of the very abrasive surface at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course, you see that a lot of drivers had to pit, but that second set of tires, they're all allotted, while Kelly Ashcroft had already made use of it, and Dima Van Hol also had made use of it, but he's a lap now. But Mike Rowe isn't, and Mike Rowe's gonna restart in second with Kelly Ashcroft restarting in first. However, their second set of tires is more used up than the leaders, so it's gonna be pretty hard for them to hang on to the lead as Ashcroft hangs on against Dalitz and Rowe, and Dalitz is gonna make his move on Rowe, going very wide to ensure the pass as Burkhardt is all over those two, and Dalitz is gonna grab the position, and Burkhardt is gonna make sure he also gets the position, and Sam Burkhardt's gonna take third as we have a battle for second place. Burkhardt diving, and Burkhardt goes wide. Burkhardt goes way wide, and he is not gonna battle for the win as he goes way wide on a mistaken move, lost his braking point as Scott Dalitz is gonna take the lead from the number 9 off Kelly Ashcroft. Steve Barco's gonna find himself in third. Burkhardt's gonna have to go into the pits to get that damage fixed up. That could have ended even worse for him. Thankfully, it did not. And in the back of the field, we're gonna have the race-ending caution as Christina Bart makes contact with Chris Reeder, hits that tire barrier, gets hit by the 28 and the 48, and that is gonna cause this race to end under caution as this crash was on lap 41 of 44. Scott Dalitz takes the win with Steve Barco running in second. A very good result for those two. They needed those points. Kelly Ashcroft finishes in third, Riley Knight in fourth, Patrick O'Hanlon in fifth, Chris Reeder, Stasha Filipova, Kristen Young, Adam Saylor, and Vito Vinci closed the top 10, which means Sam Duffy lost a lot of points, but it's not nearly enough to lose the lead as Isabella Macena stays 26 points behind, but Dalitz gains 23 points over him. Steve Barco and Stasha Filipova closing the top 5 in the championship. Race number 8 is a Memorial Day Classic at Lime Rock, and Sam Duffy already takes the pole position and runs away with it as they come into turn number 1. Scott Dalitz running in second, trying to make sure he doesn't lose too many points to Sam Duffy, because that's the thing. The final race is double points, so you need to keep at least some distance to not lose everything. As in the back of the field on the start, you get a few contacts right there. Christina Barrett, the 28, the 69, the 17, the 02 get all together. Could have been much worse. And then we get another contact between the 17 and the 6. They continue to get it back going, but again, could have been a better display. But by the time we get to lap number 5, things have settled down. Certainly, everybody keeps a very nice rhythm, and we would have very few incidents that, and most of them wouldn't even be of note, as Dima Van Hall has opened a bit of a gap over the 0. Taylor Matthews having a very good run in her first run of the year for that 60 car. She's running in 5th place. Could have been a better result, maybe if she qualified well, but Lime Rock has been a very hard passing track. By lap 20, this is going to be the only time Sam Duffy's going to run into hardships trying to lap a car, as he found Dan Robinson at essentially the worst place possible, gets it right through easily, and Sam Duffy's going to hold the lead, a commanding lead. And the only major incident we'd have would be on lap 31 as Sam Burkhardt goes a little bit wide, and Bryson and the 18 goes wide on him, sends the 77 around. Bruce Shelley said the 77 around, and that's going to be the only major trouble we'll have until the end of the race. But in the front of the field, we're going to have one caution. It's going to be this one, when Steve Barco sends Stasha Filipova into the tire barrier. That's the only other sign of trouble we had in this race. And then Scott Dalitz would have a tire going down, and that's gonna put him behind the 8 ball. He was running in second, and now if his objective was lose as little points as possible, he's gonna lose a lot of points now. We get the restart with Dima Van Hall running in second place to Sam Duffy, and Van Hall trying to mount an opposition. Isabella Macena running in 3rd place, Taylor Matthews 4th, Tony Long running in 5th place in that Star Spangled 191, a car that was very popular in Memorial Day. And Sam Duffy is just gonna run away with it as he leads away. Isabella Macena trying to take 2nd position from Dima Van Hall. She's gonna grab it, and she passes the 19 for the 2nd spot on the chicane. It makes a very good move, a daring move, but it works nonetheless. And she's gonna take 2nd place and run behind the number 2. As you see, as we approach 5 laps to go, Duffy has a commanding gap, a very large gap over the number 99. And as you see, Lucas Sweeney there running in the top 5 in a very solid run. But in the business end of the field, Sam Duffy's gonna round out the final corner, get his 3rd win of the season. And if he wasn't the runaway leader right now, he sure is gonna be after this. Isabella Macena 2nd, Dima Van Hall 3rd, Taylor Matthews 4th, Lucas Sweeney gets a 5th place. Ed Lindsay finally gets a good result in 6th. Kelly Ashcroft, Vito Vinci, Chris Reeder, and Tony Long close the top 10. Sam Duffy now has over a full race gap over Isabella Macena, almost 2 races on Barco and Dalitz, and more than 2 races of a gap over Kelly Ashcroft and Stasha Filipova in 6th. Leading the field to the green here in Jonesboro, Arkansas is Gabriel Macena. He's supposed to run the FARC race pretty soon. Back there you can see Daniel Sharp as well running this companion event. Macena has a very solid start over Dan Robinson in the Momo 22 and Riley Knight in the number 4. Back there you see Colette Legault and Dima Van Hall trying to recover some important points in relation to Sam Duffy after the start of this race. as Masena dives down deep on the third turn. Riley Knight hits the wall back in front of traffic, gets hit by Colette Legault and Tom Galbraith, and that's the first sign of trouble early on as Masena clears the 22, runs away. Contact between Knight and and Isabella Masena. Masena hits the wall. Knight goes around in front of Sam Duffy. Sam Duffy now sent back into behind the 8 ball as Colette Legault takes third, Daniel Sharp takes fourth, Kelly Ashcroft right there in 6th place. There's contact between Rafael Caldera and Vito Vinci, and Adam Saylor into the wall in front of the 48 of Jeffrey Adkins. That's the first caution as Randy Tanner gets involved. Big contact early, that's the first caution of the race. Masena leads on the restart. This race is supposed to be 120 laps, but if we get an increased amount of cautions, we might hit the time limit before it happens. As the 22 of Dan Robertson getting chased down by Daniel Sharp in the Bumming Beaver number 7. Dima Van Hall running in 5th place right now behind Mariano Zavala, ahead of Steve Barco as Sam Duffy some 8 positions behind. That is a good result for Van Hall, who needs to gain those points back, but problems for the 19. He goes wide, gets tagged by the 49 into the wall. Sam Burkhardt gets involved, and that's trouble for the 19. And then Isabella Masena gets dumped by the 6 of Tammy Riley right behind that. And that's more trouble. The 99 done for the day. And then Christina Barth and Kim Howard get together. Sam Burkhardt and Ed Lindsay get together. And that's race-ending damage for the driver of the 77 car. Sam Burkhardt, who was having a very good start, will come to a grinding halt. As we already go to lap number 20, Gabriel Masena has opened a large gap as he's ready to lap the number 9 of Kelly Ashcroft. You see the gap widening as Stasha Filipova's right there between him and Dan Robinson. And Sam Duffy is still running inside the top 15. That's a good result for him. As Masena about to lap Christina Barth and Brendan Fletcher. He dives on the inside of Barth. He's gonna get it through, and now he's gonna have to catch the 117 once again. But he laps one car that was giving him a hard time. That is an important move. That could be a race-winning move as Daniel Sharp and Sam Duffy get together. Duffy spins around, stuck in front of the field. Caution is out as the stuck Scott Dalitz gets involved. Big contact, caution is out. By the time we get the restart, Taylor Matthews leads away as Sam Duffy has race-ending damage. At least in terms of contention, Duffy is out of it, and that's an important result for everyone that's trying to catch him as Taylor Matthews trying to gain into the field. She dumps the 22 of Dan Robinson as Robinson went wide, and now Taylor Matthews running 5th, and the 20 of Mike Rowe gets sent around as well into the grass. He gets back going, but could have been much, much worse. And things are breaking down in a hurry as we approach lap 60 after these caution periods that have taken a while to clear out. Masena now again trying to lap the 25 of Christina Barth and Kim Howard on the inside of Barth again. Is it gonna work? He has a few cars to sort out around as he has to lap now the 25, has to lap the 9, has to lap the 12, has to lap the 17, the 66 in quick sequence. That's gonna be a traffic jam, but the 9, his teammate, helps him out. Vito Vinci finds himself in second, about to lap his teammate Dima Van Hol, who has fallen by the wayside together with Sam Duffy with all the trouble that has befallen the field. As you see there, Dave Farrell in the 26 running in 3rd place, having a fantastic run. Lucas Sweeney bringing a result in 7th place, another important result, and having a solid run to boot. As you see there, Ed Lindsay about to get passed by Mariano Zavala. Lindsay goes wide into the wall in front of the field. In front of Dima Van Hol, in front of Patrick O'Hannigan. That's another big contact. And then Chris Reeder and Jeff Adkins get together. The 48 cannot move no longer after that hit. The race is over for him. Caution is out. Dave Farrell running in 3rd after the restart, chasing Vito Vinci, who is chasing Gabriel Masena. Lucas Sweeney going for the 4th position. Farrell on the inside of the 91, trying to get the move done. That could be a race-winning move if he gets to catch the 51 on the inside of Vinci. And there goes Dave Farrell for the lead of the race. And he now is in a very nice position to chase down the 51 as they sort out lapped cars. Taylor Matthews blows up from 24th place in front of the 26. Contact! And that is gonna be another caution With only 20 laps to go, it will prove to be the race-ending caution as we reach the time limit, and Gabriel Macena takes the win in Jonesboro. Dave Farrell takes second place, Vito Vinci third, Tony Long fourth, and Lucas Sweeney fifth, despite the crash that took Dave Farrell out that involved Dave Farrell. He still ekes out a very important top 5. As Isabella Macena does not gain points over Sam Duffy. Steve Barco, Vito Vinci, and Scott Dalitz gain a few points, but it's just not enough to mount a comeback, and they're gonna need a lot of luck come the next weeks. Leading the field to the green here in motorsports, Kellen Rogers alongside her Tom Galbraith in the 67, but Rogers already has a very solid start trying to clear the 67. Looks like she will as they come downhill, but they're side by side. Still a strong battle with the 99, the 77, the Sam Burkhardt right there in the fight. Rogers a little bit off, Galbraith hanging on, but the preferred line is for the 60, and Kellen Rogers gonna retain the lead as they go up once again, and Kellen Rogers leading the race here in motorsport. Right behind Galbraith, you see there Sam Burkhardt held third, and there is Sam Duffy running in fourth place. The first signs of trouble come on lap number 5 as Ellis Gideon and Dan Francis make contact. Gideon into the tire wall, and that's going to be the first caution as the 60 leads away. And as you see right there, Sam Duffy is going to be able to pass the 67 off Tom Galbraith for the second position as they almost get together. Duffy gets second. This is a very important result for the number 2 team if they maintain this form. And by lap number 11, there's contact between Catherine Carrington and Stasha Filipova. And Carrington's gonna hit that wall hard. And both are gonna be done for the day. And right ahead of them, Chris Reeder hits the tire barrier as well, so trouble for the Matlock cars as Dan Francis and Randy Tanner go into the tire barrier hard to bring the second caution of this race. Rogers continues to lead as we reach the halfway point after this restart. Rogers leading away. Sam Duffy, Sam Burkhardt, and Tom Galbraith fighting for second place. Scott Dalitz right there in fifth, fighting with Isabella Macena. And then Dima Van Hall gets together. There's contact between Riley Knight and Cody Lawrence, and all three are done on the tire barrier. And then on lap 23, Sam Burkhardt gets involved in a contact with Isabella Macena and Mike Rowe. That's another big hit, and then to cause the time limit to expire, Kristen Young hits the tire barrier pretty hard, and Kellen Rogers will have no opposition as the time limit runs out, and she gets the win for Matthews Motorsports. Sam Duffy finishes in second, Tom Galbraith finishes in third, and Rance Brown there in fourth, and the 25 off Christina Barth finishes in fifth place, a very solid result for the driver of the 25, as Sam Duffy continues to lead the championship and opens an even wider gap. Things are starting to break down for the rest of the field. They're gonna need to bring better results. Coming to Cleveland, Lucas Sweeney swept the pole position in a very good run. Leading the field with him is Mariano Zavala. Both raced against each other in FARC, and now they race against each other in AmeriCar. Cody Lawrence also had a very solid qualifying effort. As you see, Chris Reeder right there starting in third place, going after Sweeney. Sweeney clears Zavala, but hasn't cleared Reeder quite yet. As they're gonna come to another turn, Reeder's gonna have the inside, but Sweeney has opened a little bit of a gap. It's gonna be safe as Bruce Shelley gets into contact with the 26 of Dave Farrell. A lot of damage in the number 18. As Kelly Ashcroft gets together with the 63 of Colette Legault, Christina Barth gets involved, and that's another sign of trouble with small contact as well. But Sweeney continues to lead away and opens a gap as this race continues to roll under green flag conditions. A very good run for Lucas Sweeney and the Laco Brakes car. Vito Vinci goes wide on the final corner, hits that wall, keeps it back going, no yellow. Tammy Riley on the inside of the 37 of Rafael Caldera. She loses the braking point a little bit, and she backs it up. Ed Lindsay cannot back it up too, and they make contact, another small incident. While Chris Reeder, by the time we get to lap 20, trying to catch up Lucas Sweeney, but Sweeney is just so fast and so strong in this early goings on that Reader just cannot catch. However, Vito Vinci blows up at the halfway point of this race, and this is gonna come to help Reader, as we're gonna have a caution. Vinci cannot make it back to the pits. We are about to get a restart. Sweeney gets a very good, he's gonna get the green, and he gets a very good takeoff, pardon the pun, entirely intended, with Reader not able to swing it up on the side as they come into turn number 1. Reader's gonna have an attempt. Cody Lawrence, Sam Duffy forcing a 3 wide to take second place. Is it gonna be enough? It looks like it will. Sam Duffy is now in second place, passing Cody Lawrence and Chris Reader. And Ellis Gideon having a very good run there. Cody Lawrence hanging on to second place. Reader dropping pretty fast. Sweeney hangs on for the lead, but Duffy's gonna take second, fighting with Cody Lawrence. There's a 3 wide right there with Ellis Gideon, and Sweeney runs away with the lead. And then we get more contact. Bruce Shelley and Ed Lindsay get together in the back of the field. They both loop it around. Zavala gets wiped out by Randy Tanner. Zavala had been falling position by position, found himself in 20th, and he goes around. And in the front of the field, Sam Duffy has a tire failure from second place, and that's important for the championship. That's a big championship implication, as the 50 right there, Sasha Filipova, also blows up. And in the business end of the field, Lucas Sweeney is gonna lead flag to win in Cleveland. A very important win for Lucas Sweeney. Cody Lawrence is gonna eke out second place. Carter Fitzgerald third, Chris Reader fourth, Ellis Gideon a fantastic fifth. Isabella Macena, Dalitz, Collins, Atkins in a surprising 9th place. Sam Burkhardt 10th. Sam Duffy lost a few points to Isabella Macena now. Lucas Sweeney with this win, he's now below 2 races behind. Steve Barco and Scott Dalitz closing out the top 5. Dalitz 2 full races behind. Taking the pole position here in Road America is Dima Van Hall. Mariano Zavala once again flanking the pole position, and Zavala seeking that win. He already won last year, challenged for the title, couldn't make it work, and this year he has suffered with a little bit of inconsistency and a little bit of bad luck. Dima Van Hall leading the field to the green, having a very solid start. Tony Long, his teammate, right there, and Van Hall already running away with the lead. In the back of the field, Sam Burkhardt, Ellis Gideon, and Cody Lawrence get together, so 3 of the top 10 drivers at Cleveland are already behind the 8 ball. Lap number 2, Mariano Zavala trying to set up a move on Dima Van Hall. Is going to go on the inside as they come down to hurry downs. There goes Zavala on the inside. Tony Long trying to help his teammate, trying to give him a little bit of a prop up, a little bit of drafting help, as this is the fastest section of the track. Van Hall on the outside after Canada corner, trying to set up the move on the outside. Is it gonna work as they come into the inside of the final corner? Van Hall's gonna come up the hill, and there goes Van Hall with the lead. Zavala second, Tony Long third, Christina Barth fourth, and Chris Reader running in 5th place as they're side by side getting to the finish line. And Van Hall's actually gonna get to lead the lap, so Zavala was not able to lead a lap in this race. As you see, Tony Long trying to set up a move, and there you have this big contact. Jordan Chang, Stasha Giselle Vignon, and Tammy Riley get together in a large hit. Chang's not going to be able to drive that car, and that's going to be the cause of the first caution of the race, as Sam Duffy has a tire go down under caution. He ran over a piece of debris, and he's going to have to restart at the back of the field, which is a good result for everyone else, as Sam Duffy is going to have to work his way forward, and Dima Van Hall is currently in the lead. So he stands to gain a few points on this one. As Van Hall continues to lead, Tony Long playing protection, protecting his teammate, as Mariano Zavala trying to set up a move to take second place, but Van Hall's already gone. So as long as there's no other caution to bring the field together, Van Hall's in a very good position, as Sam Duffy currently running in 19th, getting hounded by the 51 of Gabriel Macena, trying to set up a move. In front of them is the 17 of Kristen Young hanging on, as Scott Dalitz trying to gain a few championship points as well, running in 7th place. Carter Fitzgerald right alongside him. Steve Barco running in 6th place, having a solid run as well, as Tony Long gets past. But at the front of the field, Dima Van Hall took pole position, scored the fastest lap, led all laps, and is gonna get a grand slam to put himself into notice back again. The AC2 champion wins at Road America. Mariano Zavala and Scott Dalitz gets a second and third place for DZ Ross Racing as Chris Reeder, Giselle Vignon, Tony Long, Stasha Filipova, Christina Bart, Steve Barker, and Lucas Sweeney finish in the top 10. Giselle Vignon came from a crash to finish 5th because of the caution period. Sam Duffy continues to lead, but Dima Van Hall, as you see, already joins the under 60 club in the challenge for the title. And he's gonna have an even better result as he takes the pole position at Texas World, flanked by Scott Dalitz, and right behind him, Stasha Filipova. And Van Hall gets a pretty good start, clears the field as they fan out into the Roval section of the Texas World Speedway in this ASCC Championship weekend, as we have the Texas 500 sharing the weekend with AmeriCar. In the back of the field, Sam Duffy gets together with Alan Castle. Castle goes around, and then as you see in front, a little bit ahead of them, there's gonna be contact right there. I think it was Bruce Shelley getting into the back of the 4 O'Reilly Knight, and that's gonna cause a small blockage. They're gonna get it back together. We're not gonna have a caution, but that's gonna split the field quite a bit. Vito Vinci and Ed Lindsay are gonna have a contact there, and that's gonna be a lot of trouble for them. Sam Burkhardt just spun as a consequence of it, and Sam Burkhardt's season is just falling apart at the seams. In the back of the field, Kyle McLaughlin and Tiffany Matthews both hit the Armco harder, both gonna drive away, but Matthews is gonna be done for the race. She was running 14th when this contact happened. By lap number 3, it's Van Hall Filipova for the lead. The Dalitz running right there in 3rd, but can't quite catch, while Sam Duffy is trying to gain positions, fighting with Kim Howard for the 16th position. And there's 2 more cars in 15th and 14th, and then it's a desert. So even if Sam Duffy gains those positions, he is gonna be alone. He can't gain more. As Lucas Sweeney fighting with Mariano Zavala for the 7th position. Sam Duffy appearing right there. Rance Brown having a very solid run, going for 3rd place on Scott Dalitz. Is it gonna work? Rance Brown gets the move done quite easily on the exit of the corner. And there goes Rance Brown, the Mr. 8 car, for 3rd place. As the leader is now coming to lap, Mike Rowe in the number 20 as we enter lap number 23. Dima Van Hall leading away, Filipova keeping it close quarters, but she can't quite get it done, which has been very hard for her to set up the move. She needs the help from a few lap cars. Help that would come with the 59 of Ellis Gideon, but as it happens, it would also help Van Hall open a gap as Gideon also holds Filipova, allowing Rance Brown to take 2nd place, and Van Hall goes away with Rance Brown running 2nd. Filipova trying to recover 2nd place from Rance Brown as they come to lap the 59 of Ellis Gideon. And at the front of the field, Dima Van Hall's gonna get his 2nd straight Grand Slam, leading all laps here in College Station. Stasha Filipova was able to go around Rance Brown at the finish line. Scott Dalitz 4th, Rafael Caldera gets an important 5th place. Steve Barco, Sweeney, Long, Tammy Riley, and Mariano Zavala finish in the top 10, meaning they all gain points on Sam Duffy, and Dima Van Hall vaults over everybody to become 2nd place in the championship, putting up the challenge against Sam Duffy. And once again, Van Hall absolutely possessed, took the pole position at Trois Riviere with Sam Burkhardt and Kellen Rogers starting 2nd and 3rd. Burkhardt already takes 2nd place and goes after the 19. In the back of the field, Christina Barth and Ed Lindsay get together in the 1st lap, and they are already behind the 8th ball. As you see, Steve Barco also went off, and then Mike Rowe also went off. And Sam Duffy currently running in 6th place, fighting with the number 8 of Lucas Sweeney, and Sweeney passing the number 8. In the front of the field, you see Sam Burkhardt missing his braking point, hits the wall. Isabella Macena hits the wall as well, and Sam Duffy misses the braking point as well. That's the 1st caution of the race after the restart. Tony Long also hits the tire barrier, and he is also done for the day. That's a bit of trouble, and that's not gonna help the 191. As Dima Van Hall leading away on the restart, Kellen Rogers putting up the challenge. The Chew has a lot of damage, but Sam Duffy refused to pit and is trying to hang on to the position. And then we get another caution as Colette Legault hits the wall under the Pole de Duplessis, and she is done for the day. We get another restart now. Sam Duffy continues to run in 6th. Chris Reeder sets up a move on Kellen Rogers, so you have 2 Canadians battling for second against the leader, the Danish, Dima Van Hall, as Van Hall continues to lead as they come under the bridge, and there goes Chris Reeder for second place. He almost makes contact with Kellen Rogers as Sam Duffy hanging on for dear life there in the 5th position. There's a lot of damage in that car, but it's not affecting speed as much as I even think Duffy himself assumed it would, so he's being able to put up the fight. But as you see, there's a logjam right behind him because he's holding this pack behind, and by lap 31 he's gonna end up having to pit. That's gonna put him behind the 8th ball. He's gonna have to drop way below the field, but Lady Luck was mild for him as while Dima Van Hall leads away and opens a big gap over Chris Reeder. Van Hall's possessed. He's trying to earn as many points as possible, and if he keeps this pace, he will gain those points. We have another incident. Randy Tanner goes wide, hits the tire barrier pretty hard, and that's gonna cause the caution to remove the 66 from the racing surface. That's gonna help the number 2 gain a couple of positions on this restart, while Van Hall continues to hang on for the lead as we are approaching the time limit. We are fast approaching the 75-minute time limit. We are currently at 67 minutes completed with still 15 laps to go. Van Hall continues to lead, 2nd place continues to be Reeder, and 3rd place continues to be Rogers. There's not much change on that, and then the 9 of Kelly Ashcroft hits the tire barrier and causes a caution right after the restart. It's a very quick caution, gets resolved pretty fast, but Van Hall continues to lead as Rogers takes the 1st position. Rogers takes the 2nd position. And Lucas Sweeney on the inside of Chris Reeder going for 3rd place. Scott Dalitz and Stasha Filipova right there fighting with Chris Reeder. And the time limit would run out at lap 50, meaning when Dima Van Hall crosses the line, he will take his 3rd consecutive win, a hat trick of Grand Slams by Dima Van Hall to place himself as the biggest challenger to Sam Duffy in the championship. Lucas Sweeney, Chris Reeder, Scott Dalitz, Stasha Filipova, Ronnie Arnold Zavala, Bruce Shelley, Dan Robinson, and Kathy Carrington closed the top 10. And now Dima Van Hall came from over 60 points to only 15 points behind Sam Duffy with only 4 races to go. We now have 5 mainline title contenders and a couple more trying to gain points. Now here in Mirabel, Quebec at the Circuit iCar, Kellen Rogers leads the field to the green once again, but Isabella Macena has a very good start. However, she cannot put it up to Kellen Rogers. Rogers is gonna hold on to the lead. However, Macena is gonna get a way better corner exit, and Isabella Macena is now the new leader of the race in the back of the field. You see their contact between Ed Lindsay, John Buford, and Dan Robinson right there closing up lap number 1. And by lap number 7, Macena has to lap the number 5 of Lindsay, and that's the first lap car she's going to come in contact in this race, with Kellen Rogers appearing right up there, having a solid run as well. But Macena losing quite a bit of time. As the field continues to lap, Sam Duffy gives a scare to Catherine Carrington. Carrington goes off wide, gives a scare to Dima Van Hall. Van Hall goes wide, hits the wall, and that is a lot of damage to the side panel of the 19. And then the Chew's gonna have a tire failure, so both championship leaders with problems early on before we'd even hit 1/4 of the way through. We're only gonna have 1 caution in this race on lap number 30 when Vito Vinci blows up with 15 laps to go, 3/4 of the way through this race. Macena's gonna lead the field to the green, but Kellen Rogers is gonna keep right behind her with only 10 laps to go as soon as the green flag flies. However, Rogers falls behind. She almost makes contact with Stasha Filipova. Filipova on the outside tags the wall, and here comes the field barreling through, with Carrington back in 3rd place, Zavala running in 5th now, chasing Filipova down. And at the front of the field, Macena will be sovereign, and she will take her 2nd win of the year here in Mirabel. Kellen Rogers finishes in 2nd once again in Canada, 2nd straight race she does so. Catherine Carrington, Stasha Filipova, Mariana Zavala close the top 5 with Shelley, Barco, Long, Sweeney closing the top 10 with Dalitz in 10th place. And now the gap between Sam Duffy and Dima Van Hall has decreased to 10 points. Lucas Sweeney 14 points behind. Scott Dalitz 18 points behind, and Barco 23 points behind. It's starting to get really close as they go to Watkins Glen, and Sam Duffy and and Dima Van Hall share the front row, and they're seeing eye to eye for the championship. Green flags in the air. Let's see who gets the best run into turn number 1 as this stampede of cars barrels through the first corner, and Duffy has a better dive, but Van Hall not giving up with Kelly Ashcroft right behind them as they come up for the S's. Here comes Van Hall side by side on the exit. Van Hall gets a way better run, gets a lot of grip on the inside, and Dima Van Hall is gonna clear the number 2 of Sam Duffy for the lead of the race here in Watkins Glen, as this time we're not running through the inner loop, we're running the whole straightaway, which is making this race essentially a super speedway event. It has been fantastic. But at the start, you see the back of the field, Isabella Macena gets involved in a big trouble with Lucas Sweeney, so these two losing a lot of points for the championship with this contact. Dima Van Hall by lap number 3 continues to lead with Sam Duffy chasing him very closely. Kelly Ashcroft, Patrick O'Hannigan running right there in the 4th position. Contact between Mike Rowe, Mark O'Hannigan. Rowe goes around, O'Hannigan goes around. With, I believe that is Sarah Pascal involved. Sam Burkhardt sends the 67 of Tom Galbraith around with the 67 by lap 17. Dima Van Hall chasing down the 70 of Leroy Maestas, going to the inside of the lap car, the number 70. The 19 goes through, and then the 70 just dumps the 19 out of the lead. And the 19 has been dumped out of the lead. The officials obviously did not take kindly to that and disqualified the 70. And then in the back of the field, Cody Lawrence blows up, and that will bring the caution as Randy Tanner also blows up, which saves the 19 from falling even further down the field. But the 70 was disqualified, and Leroy Maestas was suspended for the rest of the season for dumping the leader of the race. This is gonna leave Sam Duffy in the 1st position. Patrick O'Hannigan having a very good run in the ex-wife car right there in 2nd place. 3rd place is still gonna be Kelly Ashcroft, but Dima Van Hall has fallen to 10th, and that's a big point loss as we're reaching the final races of the season. We're only 3 races down, and Sam Duffy finds himself in the perfect spot to win the championship, with Dima Van Hall getting dumped from the lead. As you see the field coming into the back straightaway, as you see everybody spreading away very much. In the middle of the field, Taylor Matthews gets tagged by Colette Legault. Hard hit in front of Bryson Evans. And that's another caution with a brutal incident involving Taylor Matthews. Everybody would climb out of that car safely, but big crash involving the number 60. Sam Duffy leads the field to the green once again. Here comes Scott Dalitz for 2nd place under the 11. Can't quite get the move done. Dima Van Hall trying to get into the top 5, fighting with the 3 of Mariano Zavala. And right ahead of him is his teammate Tony Long. I have no doubts Long will give him space if there's enough time. But rounding out the final corner with Scott Dalitz running in 2nd, Sam Duffy is gonna score just the right amount of points he needs, and Sam Duffy is gonna take the win here in Watkins Glen with Scott Dalitz closing in 2nd. Patrick O'Hannigan gets 3rd, Tony Long 4th, Kelly Ashcroft 5th, Dima Van Hall in 6th, a result he did not need after leading the amount of laps he did. Zavala, Reader, Castle, a surprising 9th place, and Riley Knight closes the top 10. And as you see, Sam Duffy now opened 10 points more than he had entering against Dima Van Hall. Scott Dalitz 24 points behind. It's looking like a 3-dog battle. As we go to Indianapolis for the final round before the championship finale, Chris Reader leads the field to the green with Carter Fitzgerald starting right alongside him. Sam Duffy as they all fan out. It's heavy rain here in Indianapolis at the Roval. Fantastic race we have here. Chris Reader on the inside of the 60, and Chris Reader is gonna clear Carter Fitzgerald for the lead. As you see the back of the field, Ellis Gideon gets spun around by Colette Legault. That's the first incident of the race on the first corner. In the middle of the field, Ed Lindsay loses his brakes, tags the 3 of Mariano Zavala, and Ed Lindsay is going to be done for the afternoon. And then we're going to have a big crash between Mike Rowe and Kristen Young into that wet grass. The car digs in, and we get a barrel roll by the 17. Another flip this season. Big crash that's going to cause the first caution of the race. Chris Reeder leads away once again as the field's gonna fan out wide as they come to the first corner. Here comes Fitzgerald. There you see Dalit, Sam Duffy running there in 4th place. Burkhardt also appearing there. Dan Robinson and Kelly Ashcroft also in the front of the pack. But Chris Reeder just leads away with an increasingly large gap. Dalit's trying to make the move on Fitzgerald for the 2nd position. And there goes and then we have Cody Lawrence stopping in the front straightaway. That's gonna be the 2nd caution of the race. On the restart, you see Fitzgerald diving deep on Reeder. Reeder trying to hang on. Duffy diving on Dalitz. Dalitz trying to hang on to the 3rd position. Cannot. And here comes Fitzgerald hanging on to the 1st spot as they round out the corner. Reeder gets a run. Gets a run out as they come to the other chicane before the long straightaway. Is it gonna be enough? As Reeder gets a lot of grip on the exit. The Caltamorels have been really strong on cornering, and Chris Reeder is gonna recover the lead, and he is gonna stay put there. As Sam Duffy running in 4th place, Dima Van Hall trying to gain as much time as he can, gaining as many positions as he possibly can, running in 8th place right now, having a solid run chasing down the 0-2 of Mike Rowe. But at the front of the field, Chris Reeder is going to round out the final corner and take his first win of the year in Indianapolis, being chased down by Scott Dalit, Sam Burkhardt, Carter Fitzgerald, all having good runs there. Stasha Filipova in the background right there, with Carter Fitzgerald finishing in 2nd. And Dima Van Hall finished in 6th. And Sam Duffy fell through the wayside. We actually missed that. We apologize. But that does not change much, as Sam Duffy continues to lead the championship, 9 points behind Dima Van Hall. With double points, Van Hall needs to finish 5 positions ahead of Sam Duffy to win the title. Scott Dalitz has to finish 7 positions ahead of Sam Duffy to win the title. That's going to be a very tight run if Sam Duffy cannot maintain pace as we enter the finale in Sonoma, California. Isabella Messina gets the pole position, and she's going to lead the field to the green for this 60-lap race, 150 miles, which is the longest distance race we're going to have this season. And as such, we're going to actually have 2 scheduled pit stops by the rules. And as you see, Ed Lindsay already clears the 99, suffers an attack by Sam Burkhardt. But Lindsay is gonna hang on to the 1st position as they exit the corner. And here comes Ed Lindsay leading away his Caltamorel. In the back of the field, Tammy Riley makes a little contact with Dave Farrell. Both go around with a little help from Patrick O'Hannigan. A contentious finale already here in Sonoma. As you take a gander at the championship leader, Sam Duffy, running in the 7th position right now. This result's perfect because who he needed to finish ahead is behind him. Dima Van Hall currently running in 11th. Scott Dalitz even further behind, currently running 15th, trying to chase down Steve Barco and the 60 of Tiffany Matthews, suffering an attack from Cody Lawrence in the 69. 69 having a very good run so far in this late race. As you see, Lindsay leading away by lap number 5 with Isabella Messina chasing Sam Burkhardt, Chris Reeder, Kelly Ashcroft, Rance Brown. Then you see Sam Duffy, then you see Patricia Stevenson, Stasha Filipova, and then Dima Van Hall closing the top 10 with Lucas Sweeney, Tiffany Matthews, Steve Barco between Van Hall and Scott Dalitz. By lap number 20, a very calm race actually, having to add this. By lap 20, Patricia Stevenson making a move on the final corner on the keyhole. Is it gonna work? She dives on the inside, gets that nose ahead, and that's 1 position that Sam Duffy couldn't lose. However, as you ride together with Stasha Filipova, Dima Van Hall still behind Stasha Filipova. Duffy is still safe as of now, and he just needs to maintain this pace. By lap 22, Patrick O'Hannigan is the first driver to go into the pits for his scheduled first pit stop. And in the back of the field, you see Riley Knight dives on the 12 of Kim Howard, loses the braking point a little bit, and Howard sends the 4 around. As you see there, Rafael Caldera working his way forward. He had a tire failure, had to go to the pits, and then he's back. And Zeddy Lindsay leads away, fighting with the 99 of Isabella Messina. And on lap number 24 is the time Patricia Stevenson takes the pit. She is going to try to do an undercut. Let's see if that one's going to work out. And 1 lap later, lap 25, is the moment Ed Lindsay picks to go into the pits. He's gonna try to cut under the 99 with the 77 of Sam Burkhardt pitting with him. And a couple more cars on the lead lap pitting together with Lindsay. However, as he pits, that car stalls, and Ed Lindsay's gonna go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows as he has to refire that car before he leaves, and that's gonna put Sam Burkhardt as the leader on the exit of the pits, as Isabella Macena and Kelly Ashcroft also pit, leaving the pit together with Sam Duffy. Leaving the pits, you see Macena lead over Burkhardt, and now Sam Duffy running third. Fourth place, Rance Brown. Fifth place, Sasha Filipova. Sixth place is gonna be Dima Van Hall. So Van Hall's getting closer to Duffy, but can't get ahead of him. Chris Reeder, he pitted one lap earlier than Patricia Stevenson. We missed it, and that undercut worked, and now he leads over Stevenson, who is ahead of Macena. And as Stevenson leads, the 32 blows up, and Chris Reeder's done from the lead, and the caution's gonna come out because that car left a lot of debris, and a very crucial braking point was gonna make cars break loose. And the caution's out for Chris Reeder, blowing from the lead after pulling an impossible undercut. Rance Brown's gonna have problems, and he's gonna be also done as we hit the halfway point of this race. This caution came at lap 30. Patricia Stevenson's gonna lead the field to the green. She was gonna have a large gap over the 99, something she could have worked with in the second pit cycle. That is erased. Sam Duffy currently runs in fourth. Sixth place is the number 19 of Dima Van Hall. The 8th of Lucas Sweeney running right there in fifth. Dima Van Hall tried to set up a move, tried to get behind the number 2, trying to pass the number 2, trying to win this title by any means necessary, but he can't quite get it. Lap 40, time for Patricia Stevenson to pit, and she's pitting way too early because she has problems, and she's gonna lose a lot of time in her chance at winning the race. And Isabella Macena leading away, and she has a large gap over Sam Burkhardt now. Burkhardt hanging on as Kristen Young pitted together with the 69 of Cody Lawrence for the undercut, and she merged wrong in front of Aaron Spencer, and she gets tagged around. Poor exit by the 17. While Isabella Macena leads away, you're gonna see the clock as we enter lap number 45. There goes Burkhardt, and he pits together with Sam Duffy. He's not gonna risk it, and then Isabella Macena is gonna pit after Burkhardt has done so, and that is gonna leave Sam Duffy out. Sam Duffy will hold the lead, and Lucas Sweeney pits, which means Dima Van Hall and Sam Duffy are gonna be front to back, with Tiffany Matthews third right behind them. But Sam Duffy's gonna have to pit on the next lap as we are on lap 48 of 60. Isabella Macena pitted on lap number 46. Sam Duffy is giving 2 more laps to pit. And Lucas Sweeney, you're gonna see the replay as you see Cody Lawrence goes ahead of him. That undercut for Lawrence when he pitted together with Kristen Young worked, but Lucas Sweeney merges, makes contact with Sam Burkhardt, and goes around. And that's a melancholic season end for Lucas Sweeney as he loses multiple positions and is not gonna be able to challenge for the championship. He had an outside shot, but way further than either Van Hall or Dalitz. Sam Duffy now pits on lap number 49, and as you see, Lawrence's undercut work. He leads, followed by Isabella Macena, Sam Burkhardt, Sam Duffy, and Dima Van Hall front to back, running 4th and 5th. However, Van Hall needs to catch, pass, and then some to try to win the title. It's gonna be hard. Isabella Macena chasing down the 69 as we enter lap 52, 9 laps to go. And there goes Macena on the outside, trying to set up the move. Is it gonna be on the outside as they're coming to the S's? They are beating and banging, and that could have ended much worse than it did. And Macena has a big run on the S's, and Macena's gonna take the lead on the final race, trying to get her 3rd win of the season with the 69 Cody Lawrence putting up a fight, but he has older tires, can't quite grasp it, and he won't be able. But with the final laps approaching, he's actually holding back Burkhardt, and Burkhardt's not gonna be able to go through him, and it's gonna be even worse as you see on the final lap. Sam Duffy giving chase to Sam Burkhardt, and Duffy is gonna take 3rd place from Sam Burkhardt. Van Hall's gonna stay stationary in 5th, while Isabella Macena opens a big gap rounds out the final corner and will take her 3rd win of the season in the championship finale here in Sonoma. Finishing in 2nd place is Lawrence after that fantastic undercut. Sam Duffy is gonna round out in 3rd, Sam Burkhardt 4th, Dima Van Hall 5th, Tiffany Matthews a fantastic 6th place with Steve Barkle in 7th, Scott Dalitz rounded out in 8th, Lucas Sweeney and Rafael Caldera closing the top 10, but the championship would be all Sam Duffy as he was able to increase his margin, actually double in relation to how he entered. To Dima Van Hall, he entered 9 ahead and now he's 18 ahead. Scott Dalitz wasn't able to mount an opposition, finishes in 3rd, and Isabella Messina closes in 4th. Lucas Sweeney, despite the melancholic end with that contact with Sam Burkhardt, was still able to bring 5th place. AC1 champion Steve Barkle was still able to bring 6th with Stasha Filipova, Mariano Zavala, Chris Reeder, and Sam Burkhardt closing the top 10 in the championship. And with this, the 2021 AmeriCar ProLaps Championship Road Racing Series is finally done and dusted, and I will see you next season.